Hello, everybody. This is great to be here. I've made it again to another live conversation right here on my YouTube channel. And I know it takes a little while for it to load in, but I just want to catch up with everybody and see how everybody was, because I know it's been a little while since I did a live video here on my channel, but it's great to connect with so many of you. And I just want to say thank you to so many of you all across the world who have been watching my stories and watching my videos, and it's just been amazing to see that community grow. It's been awesome, because over the years, of course, my journey has always continued here and there. It's grown more, and there's been more stories being shared, and I think it's just great, especially to see which part of the world everybody is in. Like, because here in New Zealand, we're so far away from everyone else, and I think it would be great just to connect with as many as I can here. And hello to all of you. I know it takes a while for this to build up and for it to like notify people, but I just want to say hello, a massive hello to all of you. I know it's been a while, and I hope the time zone is working for everybody, because I know everyone's time zones are different. It's lunchtime here in New Zealand, and so I think I'm on the sweet sort of spot with the time zone. I'm not sure. I know in Europe it's very late. So I apologize if you're up late and you're watching this. I know that in America, it's sort of in the evening, I think. I think it's in the evening, but I just want to jump on in. And if you've got any questions, please do ask me, and I'll be happy to answer them here. So this is this little conversation I want to set up and just see how everybody is. And recently, I did the story with my parents here on my channel, and it's been amazing to hear all of your feedback. And just this camera is like mirrored. Like, it's really strange that that's actually on the other side. But what's really awesome was just sharing that story with my parents recently that went out, and your feedback and support and everything has been amazing, because I know all the work that I'm putting together with this is just so important, because whether I'm sharing my own journey, but also sharing it with my parents and sharing their journey, and also with other adoptees as well. I just know how much this is helping so many people. And whether you're part of the community, or you just got that interest in these stories, or you're just following my journey, it really means the world, because I can see the impact my stories have made everywhere. And just seeing the stats and the numbers in the countries, it's honestly amazing. It's so amazing. And this is why I do this work. Hi, Alex. I love your show. I enjoy all the ancestry stories. Thank you. Thank you, Hippie Shake 29. See, the reason why I do this is because it's helping so many people. And just like that. Thank you so much. Honestly, that means the world. Do you still do camera work as well? I do. I'm a freelancer. I still work in film and TV. This coffee is terrible. I won't drink that coffee. I'll skip the coffee today, I think. Do you still do camera work? I do. I still do that. I go out. I do a lot of photography. This is actually my work right here. This is my photography here. I do a lot of drone photography. I love like telling a story. A lot of the adoption stories that I've been putting up on my channel, I film them myself. So a lot of that is all implemented into the stories, because I have a huge passion for it, and I'm the one that edits all of the stories as well. So that takes a couple of weeks. You got to find the way to cut it properly and everything, and make sure everything is done right. And I really think about the quality, because I want to make sure these stories are watched for years to come. So this is why I always try to do my best with the current time of the skill that I know of telling these stories as best as I can. And that's why it takes a little bit longer, but it's funny to see how it changes over time, like the quality and the stories and the way I edit. Doesn't matter. I won't get too much into that, but that's really the gist of that. It's really the gist of that. Hello from Wales in the UK. Hello to you. Now, I want to know what the time is there. I assume it's very late there. It's very late, because it's lunchtime here, and I'm gonna see if anybody here is from America in the chat as well, because I know there's a lot of you from the States, and I love the people in America. I've been over to America a few times, and the people there, everyone that I've come across, are just so nice and just amazing people everywhere in the world. Honestly, I've never been to Wales, but I've been to England. I've been to London. Sorry, England is geography. Got to get that right. But I love everybody that I've met across around the world, and just meeting different faces. Of course, I've been over to Russia. I've been to Kazakhstan. I've been to many different places in the world, and at the end of the day, all of us, we just have lives to live. We just want to live our life. And I think it's interesting that, yes, the other question I'm going to answer very soon is, do you ever think about moving to another country? And that's sometimes I do think about that, but honestly, I love it here. I love it here, especially in the summer. In the winter, you're not a huge fan. It's our winter at the moment, so we're getting to the end of our winter now. And honestly, I guess I guess many of you can agree that winter, I know places have beautiful winters. I won't get into this too much, but I really can't stand a cold gray winter. It is just, it's not my favorite time of the year. I'll be honest. Summertime is honestly, it's great. And here soon we're having our spring next month. So I'm really looking forward to that. Spring is my favorite season of the year. It really is. So it's really, I don't hate on winter. I love beautiful, cold, crisp winters. Anyways, I'll move on from that. It's 0:49. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's just after midnight there. Hello to you in the UK. Hello to you. I'm at the tip of Wales in Pembrokeshire National Park. Wow. You guys are so far away from everywhere else in the world. That's amazing. I'm going to try and leave this stream on for a while because I love connecting with my followers here, my community. I love connecting with all of you because I think it's just awesome. It's so awesome to connect, and I've got a bit of spare time today, so I want to really connect with as many of you as I can. And it takes a little while for the stream to kick in, and some people are watching after midnight. And but honestly, your support is just amazing. Hello to you in the US, Massachusetts. Hello to you, Indiana, USA. Hello to you. This is a place I'd love to go. 8 p.m. Well, I think I got perfect prime time then for my friends in the States. 8 p.m. Truly enjoy your videos. Thank you. Thank you, S. McGee. Hello to you. I think it's amazing to connect, like, again, with so many of you. And I know there's people that have said hello from India. There's people that said hello from, obviously here in New Zealand. Like, we've got hello from Kaikoura. I've been to Kaikoura. Beautiful place. Really beautiful. I'm jealous, actually, because that's one of my top places here in New Zealand. Dobry den, Brett. Hello, brother. Dobry den. So it's awesome to connect with all of you, and do let me know where you are from, because I'd love to hear a bit of your story. I love to hear other people's stories. I've told enough of my story on my channel, and I want to hear a bit about you guys. And this is why I love to connect, because this is the chance where I can actually read your comments and respond and answer anything that I can. That's appropriately, of course. Nothing is ever asked inappropriately, so it's okay. I'm currently in the Lake District in the northwest of England, but I've lived and worked in 7 countries. See, that's a story in itself. That's awesome, Nicola. That's amazing, honestly. That's pretty incredible stuff. Like, when people say they've lived in 7 countries, I just think it's getting warm here. See, our summer is on its way. See, it's getting warmer. But the problem here, and I'm sure others, if anyone else is here from New Zealand that can relate right now, it's sunny next minute, and then it's like super wet the next like 10 minutes. It just gets. Anyways, I'm looking forward to your Kazakhstan video. Yes, at the moment, I've finished a final sort of draft edit of that Kazakhstan piece, and it's been a while. I mean, it's the reason why it took long to get out is because we did submit it to a few film festivals. Sadly, it never got through. But you live and learn. And because the thing is, I really just we did our best. My partner Justine, she did an incredible job of editing it. I've just done a few little refresh cuts on it, and that'll be coming out next month. That's the aim, next month. And it was filmed back in 2023, so things might look a little bit different, but honestly, it was a great story to put together. So that will be coming out next month. That's the aim. I mean, it's pretty much finished. So, do you think your brother will ever? Yes, I think he will, but he's just waiting. My brother is just waiting. He's connected with his 2 sisters in Russia. He's connected with his birth father. And so, he's connected through his sister with his birth father. So my brother is he's sort of on the fence still about it all. He's got that communication. The line is open. The table is there for him to go and make that chance. So hopefully he will one day. That's his choice, though. I've left it up to him, and he's all very supportive of what I do here. And but he said to me, he's told people that's asked him, have you got family? Have you reached out to your family? And he goes, yes, I've got 2 sisters, and I've been in touch with them. And maybe down the line I'll get in touch with them again. But that's completely up to him. It's real hard because during COVID and all of that, and he got married. He's got a daughter himself, and a daughter with his wife, and just a beautiful little family. But I want him to focus on that. So, and he agrees with that. And I haven't told him what to do. And I've just said to him, look, mate, one day you might want to go back. Obviously not at the moment, but one day you might want to go and connect with your sister again. And he said, absolutely, I would love to one day. So I just giving him that respect and space, and that will happen. That will absolutely happen. It's almost 8 p.m. on the East Coast. Alex, looking at you, just looks at your dad is sitting. Yeah, I do get that. I do look very similar to my birth father. The more I grow older, and I don't know if that's I think it's just part of life. I start to look a lot more like him. He sees my photos and he goes, oh, Alex, you look just like me. And it's crazy because when I was younger, I looked more like my birth mother. And then I'm starting to sort of evolve into looking like my birth father. But honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. It's all part of genetics. So it's good. But we share the same laugh. I've realized that we share the same laugh. When I think it's when I like yawn and things like that, I sound exactly like him. And it's really quite bizarre, but I know that's just how sort of genetics work. So it's funny. The same smile. I know the smile's there. Hello to you in Western Australia. Hello from Broome. I think I said that right. I hope I did. Hello to you in Western Australia. Great to have you here. Udachi, thank you. Good luck. Thank you so much. Volvsiam. Udachi, volvsiam. Thank you. Спасибо большое. Udachi тоже. How often do you communicate with your dad? I get in touch with my birth father. I do video calls with him probably, I don't know, every couple of months. But we constantly video calls every couple of months. And I just do it here, like a video call like this. I don't have any translator. I speak to him what I know in Russian. And, not perfect, but I speak to him in Russian. He knows no English. So I do what I can. I speak to him. I say, как дела? Доброе утро. I said, put me on the spot now. I said, видно, на улице era много солнца. Я надеюсь, здесь скоро тепло. Зимой не нравится. Stuff like that, and he loves that. We have a chat. I do, of course, a little bit more than that. I get a bit nervous speaking any Russian here, to be honest, put on the spot. But when he talks to me, the flow keeps going. And it's like my brain sort of flicks. I'm not speaking like I'm just tell you up front, I'm not fluent, but I do speak to him, and it's really nice to have that, and with his family as well. And so, and also same with my birth mother. In fact, last week I sent her a card, and it was a nice, beautiful letter to her, just asking how she is. And it's so awesome to be able to video call her. This is the most I've been able to do in a long time. And my birth mother, Tatiana, she's been through a lot. I'll just say this now, my birth mother, Tatiana, I know I shared the story in her pieces, and she actually follows my YouTube channel, and she watches the stories. She means a lot to me, and, I get nervous with saying this as well. And obviously I will probably, I don't know, I'm depending on where I put this video, but my birth mother, Tatiana, she is being through a lot. She was in an orphanage up until she was an adult. And, I can't relate to her. I can't. I left the orphanage when I was 2 years old, but I've come to learn so much about her story, where I give her so much space and time for her to talk to me. And she really loves that. And when she hears from me, she asks me so many questions about my life here. We do a little tour around the house. She said hello to my partner, Justine, as well. She said, so nice to meet you, just a couple of weeks ago. And we do a lot of video calls, and Justine says hello. And Justine was standing behind me, and she goes, how do I say hello, good morning? And I told her, and she's saying it, and Tatiana's going, oh my God, that's so amazing. So, Tatiana is just, she brought me into this world. And so I always think to myself, she made the right decision, and it's taken a little while for I think everyone, especially her, just to understand that, hey, yes, I was adopted out by two loving parents, my mum and dad, and Tatiana understands this, and she's always asks and always says hello to your parents and thank you to your parents for raising you, because I wouldn't be where I am today. And she did the right thing because she was going through so much. And I don't want to go on too much, but because, you know, I there's a lot to share. There's a lot of things that I haven't shared on my channel about her life, and just little things like I know what she was doing in the orphanage. She had a group of friends in there, and that's not what I not want to share, but like other things about, I guess, the circumstance surrounding when I was born. And so I knew a little bit more about that just recently, and you know, I want to like sort of, I ask her a few questions and I keep that sort of just, I think about that a lot. And I think about her circumstance when she was in the orphanage. She was pregnant with me when she was in that orphanage. It's a different orphanage to the one that I was adopted out of, or the one that I was in. She was from an orphanage probably 30 minutes south of where I was born in Arkhangelsk. And she was pregnant with me, and then she had to go to the hospital to have me. She made that decision to give me up. And she thought it was the right thing to do. She had a relationship with my birth father, Misha, but Misha wasn't in the picture at the time when I was born. In fact, Misha didn't even know about me. I don't know if you all know this, but yes, Misha had no idea about me until I actually contacted him when I was 21. And so, excuse me. So when I reached out to Misha, my birth father, I remember telling him, hey, this may sound strange, but do you remember Tatiana? You might not remember Tatiana. I don't know if you do. And Misha said, I remember this so clearly. It was over a decade ago, but to me, it feels like it was yesterday. But I remember messaging that. And sorry, I'll answer these questions very soon. Thank you for your patience. But, you know, when I was messaging him, I was like, hey, Misha, you know, this may sound really bizarre, but I believe you're my biological father. And Misha I remember him just reading you know how you get the read receipts? He was reading it. And it took a few days for him to get back to me. And then he asked me, so he said, sorry, can you please tell me your name? Tell me your name when you were at birth. And I told him, I said, you know, I'm Sasha Gazvagoskoy Viktorovich, you know, Sasha Viktorovich Gazvagoskoy. And he said, oh, yes, I remember Tatiana Gazvagoskaya or Gazvagoskoy. And I think she was Gazvagoskoy in this circumstance. I know that the last names are, you know, got the A at the end for females. But in this circumstance, I think it was different for her. But I got in touch with him then, and he said, yes, I do recall Tatiana, please tell me more. And then we jumped on a video call. And that's when he saw me, obviously, like this. I sent him some photos prior, and he said, yes, you look exactly like me. And of course, he was upset because he had no idea that I existed. My birth mother, Tatiana, with the circumstance that she was in, she didn't tell him. And he found that hard in the beginning. And I completely understand that because, you know, and then he realized because his own mother was in an orphanage, he said to himself, you know, I understand that this is just the way it was. And, you know, that's just the gist of this. That's only like, it's probably only like 10% of the story. The rest of it is all about, I guess, what happened to Tatiana after I was born. She went to different town. That's another whole story. But my birth father now, you know, he just really appreciates that I've connected with him. I've gone back to visit him, and of course, he understands how important it is for me to connect with Tatiana as well. So yeah, that's the story pretty much of all those beginnings. But I was raised here in New Zealand and raised by two amazing people, my mum and dad, and they've really done so much for both my brother and I. And honestly, I don't know how to say thank you to them because there's only so many thanks that I can give, and to show my appreciation, I'm just always so appreciative of everything. And they're very supportive of everything that I do here and for the community, for the adoption community. Because here in New Zealand, I'm sharing so many stories with other adoptees and connecting with other people adopted, because I believe it's important to share those experiences, whether it's private or public or, you know, in a forum, you know, with other adoptees. It's your choice, of course. I am from South Island and speak fluent Russian, no Russian blood. Thanks for sharing your New Zealand Russian connection. It's very unique and enjoyable to hear about your story. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you. don't think that's your real name. Nah. Thank you so much for your comment. I really appreciate it. Have you found right? Look, it's very hard to relearn. People have said comments on YouTube, and look, I completely get. I understand this, but when people say, "Hey, Alex, you've been learning for so long, how come you're not fluent yet?" And I'll be honest with you, it's just when it's really I've tried studying it. I've done that for a bit. I can speak a lot of it. I'm not fluent because I haven't been around that. I really need to immerse myself more. I've tried that, and I was able to switch the language in my head and speak a lot of it and translate a lot. But it's that vocabulary, the slova. I'm still trying to get the slova of perfect. So it takes a long time for me to pick up on that. I still pick up on words, and when I'm speaking with Tatiana or Misha, my birth father and birth mother, I learn so many more words, so I do write them down. But honestly, it's really hard when you're in a country that speaks just English because it's around you, just English everywhere. But I'm always picking up on it a lot. I listen to, listen to some Russian stories. I got some Russian books, and I look here and there. I did have a private teacher as well, but it is very hard. But at least I can have a basic conversation with both my birth parents, and I can read the language. I can read it. I can read a word, for example, and I can pick up on things. But it's probably going to be a lifetime thing for me. It'll be a lifetime goal of mine, and I'm going to just keep that going. And my birth father has always said, at least we can talk in Russian together. That's so important. He said, I'm very happy that I can do that. So, and same with Tatiana. She's like, oh, it's amazing. I can actually just ask him a question. And so that's the thing that it's not a fluent level, you know what I mean? But it helps. It really does help. It's good that some more of you are jumping on here because I know it takes a while for people to jump in on the feed. Not everyone's on their phone or on the computer. So thank you so much for connecting through here. Some very private things. Absolutely. My parents, thank you. My parents are wonderful people, amazing people. And they mean a lot to me. My parents mean a lot to me. It does take a while, and it does take a while to pick up and memorize. Good morning. Dreams are 10 a penny. I recognize that username. Good morning to you. Hello, dreams are 10 a penny. It'd be nice to know where all of you are, because there's 20 of you now in here, and it'll be amazing, lovely, nice to see where all of you are, because I love to connect with so many of you. So don't leave the room yet. I'm still going to be here for a while, so I want to keep answering any of your questions. So please go ahead and ask away. Hey, I'm adopted. Tanya Singo. Hey, I'm adopted from Russia. My name was Tatiana, but also I haven't got any luck with finding my birth parents yet. I hope one day I will find either one. And what DNA have you been using? That's a very good question, a DNA question, because thank you so much. Hit those thumbs up. I appreciate that. I've done both. I've done 2 DNA tests, but this was just for me to help build my family tree, because those connections inside Russia, they don't really use DNA. It's very limited there. So like, I do help people a lot with finding birth families. So in regards to advice I can give, there's only so many resources and time, because it does burn me out when I'm trying to help many people. I try to help many as I can, but I do take my time with it. I try to give my advice on people trying to find birth families. So I have helped in the past, but my advice is for, Tatiana, for you, Tanya, it's just take a look at what information you have. See if you can dig up anything on Russian social media. Just if you've got any of that as well, it's really hard. I can't explain the right way to do it, because everyone has different amounts of information and different circumstances and different stories. But DNA in some cases can help if you had a sibling that was adopted into America or New Zealand. They may have done a DNA test, and that has happened a few times, where someone has done a DNA test and they're adopted at the top of America, and they did a DNA test and they found that they had two. This is a real story. They had 2 sisters in the south of America, and they had no idea. And it came up on the DNA test. They said, 2 sisters down here. And that was just like, DNA can be used in many different ways. And I remember like talking about this when I went to America last year. We talked about DNA, and in those countries where they don't use DNA, how can that be possible? But not everyone trusts it, of course. The Russians, they don't like to do that stuff. And I understand that. So there's there's always, like with social media, a lot of records on social media, and like records as in profiles. There's searching on social media, seeing what last names are there. There's vk.com or ok.ru. But, it's hard for me to explain right here exactly the advice to you, Tatiana, but I really do hope that you keep trying. And we have a private group on our Facebook page, on our I'm Adopted Facebook page, and you can absolutely join that group, or you can reach out to us, our team, and I can give you some advice. So you're welcome to reach out. My email is up on the about of my YouTube channel. So absolutely reach out. It's on there. It goes to my team, and I can do my best to get back and give you as much advice as I can. So remember to hit up with the thumbs. Thank you all so much. I hope you are having a good day. Mohammed Dosqui, how are you, Alex? I am good. Thank you so much for joining my live feed here. You have a very Carolyn face. Do I? Some people have said to me, when I think it's only a few times that people have said, "Hey, Alex, you look like you're from Eastern Europe," or people have only questioned it a few times. People have said to me, "Hey, you look like you're from, clearly Eastern Europe," but they can't figure out exactly where. So it's funny. Then some people say to me, "Alex, you don't look Russian at all. You don't look anything Russian." Or some people say, "You look very Russian." I think it comes to what people have seen, or people have seen other people, who are obviously Russian or from Eastern Europe. So I just take it with a grain of salt and go, okay, well, it's maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. But I guess it's interesting. It's interesting. You hear the different feedback about your DNA or what you look like, or I think it's so fascinating. I mean, this is why I love doing this, because I love connecting and everything like that. Hello, Alex, from Christine in Canada. I hope the adoption stories of you and the adoption stories of you and others quite fascinating. It's important. Thank you so much, Christine. I really appreciate that. Hi, Alex. Hope all is well in New Zealand. Watching from Florida. Hello to you in Florida. That's a place I'd love to visit one day. I heard it's so nice there, so I'd love to go there. Did it help you to know your background to become more secure within yourself? I guess look, my background with learning about where I've come from, I really wanted to know, because I really wanted to meet somebody who looked like me. I'd never, that shares the same DNA as me. I'd never in my life met anybody that looked like me. So before that, I'm talking no photos, nothing. So the reason why it was that curiosity, I was like just telling myself, I must know who these people are. This is important to me, because I really want to know who my birth parents are, because I believe it's such a special thing of mine. This is my uniqueness and my background, and my parents have always been so supportive of that. And they've always said, "Alex, if you want to find your birth family, we'll help you, but we don't know where to start ourselves." And so what I did was just pulled out the adoption papers. I looked at the names. My birth mother had a very unique middle name and last name. It was like super long middle name. And I was like, "Oh, this is really quite strange." So I reached out on some community group that shared the same last name as hers, and some guy got back to me. I remember this. It took a while. It took actually quite a bit of time. And he said to me, "Oh, I may not be there yet, but I think I've almost found something." And I said, "Okay." I waited, I think it was a couple of weeks after that, or my parents were saying it was about 6 months, but that was because it was the connection that I was building with my birth father at the same time. So what happened over a couple of months, though, is I then found out where my birth mother was living. And she said, when they contacted my birth mother, she said, because she was with her husband at the time. She didn't want to say too much. And then they went back with a photo of me, and she said, "Okay, this is important to me. I must know who this man is in New Zealand." So she connected with me. I did the phone call. I remember that. And then, it was from there. But it really helped me, even just the early stages before even visiting them. It really helped me sort of understand more about who I am, which, it was a sense of closure. It closed the chapter for me and opened a brand new one. That's what it felt like. I also want to say, guys, and I don't, there's some dusty on here. I just want to say as well, I really, really appreciate so many of you for watching my series here on my channel. And I have set up a YouTube membership thing on my channel, which goes towards all the work I'm doing for this series of mine, An Adoption Story. Yes, it's been very hard to put together these stories, because it's not funded. I'll just put it out there, it's not funded. So I do this where I can. And so I have set up a Patreon and a YouTube membership. So it's super, super small. It's like a cup of coffee, a month. And it really, really will help me. And plus, I've got exclusive clips and you'll be involved with the series. You'll be involved with all the behind the scenes and you'll get all this extra stuff in there. So you do get something in return. But anyways, I just want to put that out there because it really does help me continue film and make these stories and continue with my work because I know how important they are and they're helping so many people. Do you have any favorite Russian music or song? I don't have any favorite Russian music or song, not on the top of my head, but I do have some like playlist of Eastern European, Russian, Ukrainian sort of pop. So I've got that on my phone, but I just play it and it's good. I know there's a rapper called Timothy in Russian, and he comes up a lot on my pop. I don't fully understand because he speaks really fast rap, but I do like his pumping beats. Some of his music, of course, it's rap music. It's not always going to be appropriate, but it's cool when you've got it turned up a little bit and just in the background, So I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Your work is amazing, Alex. I really enjoy the stories. Thank you. I thank you so much. Thank you. It's I've got some new stories in the pipeline, and again, like I'm trying to put them together and make it work with obviously getting out there to film it and find the time, and because it comes at a cost, but I'm hopeful and hoping to be able to do this full time, and so that's my goal because I know just how they're helping so many people. God made family. So I think it's built in us to need to connect with our DNA family, even when people have had wonderful upbringings, good for the child and for the bio family. Thank you, Christine. I really appreciate your support there. Thank you. It's everyone's got a different view on it. Not everyone wants to connect with family, and I respect people's decisions as well. I don't ever say you need to go and find family. We have our I'm Adopted community because it's for adoptees to connect with each other. And if they want to search for family, it's completely their choice. And for those that don't want to, but they want to connect with their culture, absolutely understandable as well. So everyone's got a different way about how they want to approach it. I know that a lot of adoptees do struggle with the fear of rejection. And I was one of them. I do still struggle with that, and my birth mother, she, I guess when I connected with her first, she was a bit hesitant, and I completely understand that. And so when I was connecting with I'll check these other questions in a minute. Thank you so much for your questions here. Thank you. Keep them coming because I'll answer as many as I can. But when I was connecting with my birth mother, I know that she also has a sister in St. Petersburg, but I've been told that she has had a lot of sort of difficulties in her life, and I've been told that she's not really the best person to approach. And so I haven't approached her. I don't know exactly where she lives, but I know this sort of area. So my birth mother has a sister. My birth mother has not met her sister. She lives in St. Petersburg because my birth mother was in an orphanage. But my birth mother has connected with her brother. And we did a phone call. This would be like during COVID times. We did a phone call like 5 years ago where Tatiana we did a 3-way call, and she connected with her brother who lives up above Kiev in Ukraine. And he's got a whole family there. He's got a daughter. He's got a wife. And I connect with them here and there. But yeah, I connect with them. It's not as much as I do with Tatiana, actually, but they are there when I connect with them where I can. We do all follow each other. So we share and like each other's and they comment and stuff. But yeah, it's been hard with that connection with her brother in Ukraine, my uncle. But I'll just say this, there's been ups and downs. In the Kazakhstan story, you'll see there was a lot of downs with that story when that comes out, and that was really hard. But I'm looking forward to sharing that and sharing the reality of some of these stories where it's not always easy. Not always. Have you tried Genotech? I've heard of it. I haven't necessarily tried that, but I'll give it a go sometime. To see if there's any other more extended relatives. My birth father, Misha's told me about his relatives, and same with Tatiana, a little bit more, but I will take my time with that, and I'll probably look into that. Absolutely. I like Tattoo and a few others. I found out Ricky Versh by the Russian DJ was sampled. Well, there we go. Yeah, I've heard of Tattoo. I remember that old song back in the, I think, early 2000s. All the things she said, that one was always on. That was everywhere here. I've heard of that one as well. So, do you have you had the opportunity to visit Russia with the circumstance? Technically, I can just go to Russia. I've got a Russian passport and a New Zealand passport, but I'm just going to wait till the summer, probably next year or the year after. But take my time with it. I'd love to go and see my birth father and birth mother, and I can get on a plane and go there. But I have to take cash, So I'm just going to take my time with that, and keep that update with my birth mother and the birth father as much as I can, and that's what I've been doing. So that's been good. That's been good with that. I remember Tattoo too. That song was huge in Wales. Yeah, it was huge everywhere. It was crazy song. It was crazy song. Like crazy big song. I hope it's not too late for anybody connecting. I know it's late. And also, if you guys have not seen yet the story with my my parents, you can go and take a look. That's the latest story I'm doing, and then I'm working on this Kazakhstan one. So thank you so much for your patience. It really takes weeks to edit and put the stories together. So I really, really appreciate it, because I want them to look good. I want them to look good for my channel here, for my beautiful community, I should say. That's what I really want to say. It takes time. I don't want to rush things out. I take the time with the stories. I sit down and go through, like today is what I would call an edit day. And so after this, I'm going to go back and work more on the Kazakhstan edit. So I focus on that and edit as much as I can and push. And then, because I'm a freelancer, so I do a lot of camera work as well. And I deal with that too, editing for other people as well. And I work on that. But that's what I do in the background and make sure I can get this done all on time. But it takes a long time. Hopefully one day, I can do this just all the time and film stories, put them out there. And that's the goal. That's the goal in life, keep going and keep making them look really nicely told and all of that, Yes, I do keep in touch with my brother in New Zealand a lot. We have a family chat, always in touch with him. I just saw him a couple of weeks ago for our adoption anniversary. And so, yeah, I keep in touch with him. He's doing great. He's got a wife, got a daughter. And yeah, stupid question. No, it's not a stupid question. It's not a stupid question. So what I do have is I'll share. So I don't know if you guys are familiar, but yes, I do have a Patreon, and it's just, honestly, it's completely optional, but it really helps me go a long way with making this happen. And I'm trying to grow this more, because then it gives me the chance to continue doing my work of creating and filming stories with other adoptees and just doing all of that. So put that there, or you can click join on my channel, which is there. So thank you. And I know it's really, yeah, it's how do I say this? It really makes me be able to sit down, focus, meet more adoptees, do the work, the awareness, all of this, and then tell their story for them, because I know it's helping so many around the world. 100%. What was the hardest part with finding your parents, or was it easy? It wasn't. Honestly, there's parts where I could say it was easy. That's not a stupid question, by the way. It's a very good question, because people have said to me, looks like a walk in the park. What was the hardest part with finding your parents, my birth parents? I think just knowing like what to message them, what to say to them first. That was the thing that was probably the hardest part. Just reaching out to them and saying, hey, I am typing away. I was using Google Translate at the time. Hello there. I hope I don't bother you, but I would like to know if you know so-and-so, or do you know this person? I was adopted from an orphanage at this time, and explaining that. And that was hard, just to click send, like enter, return, and just go, okay, the message is sent. Now we wait. And the hardest part after that was waiting for a reply. That was the part I found that really hard. But the one thing also that I really did struggle with was getting to Russia that first time and meeting my birth parents, and just going on the street and not being able to read a single road sign. And in Moscow, there was English and Russian, but the Russian, it bothered me, because I was like, I'm born here. I should be able to read those road signs. And now I can, obviously. I've learned to read it, so now it's okay. But at the time, it sort of triggered me. I was really bothered about that. I was like, damn, I really, really want to be able to read these road signs because it's not easy. It's not easy for me because I just want to be able to connect with my blood and my culture like that a little bit more. But at the time when I was 21, I wasn't taking it at all as like a holiday. It wasn't a holiday. It wasn't a vacation. It was a very, I guess, how do I say this? A trip that I was nervous the whole time. I don't know how to say that. It was a very anxious trip. Every day, I remember that night before of meeting Tatiana, I hardly slept. I had just flown from New Zealand all the way to Moscow. And imagine that's like no sleep for like 2 days. And I got there and I remember the night before and it's got to be the most anxiousness. I just couldn't sleep. It's like adrenaline was in me. I just was thinking in my head, what's going to happen the next day? Because we had to get up at 5 a.m, get to where she was living. But that was one of the hardest parts to really just comprehend everything that was going on. I've been learning Russian on and off over a decade plus. I'm still learning Russian and new words. It's very beautiful, hard but expressive language. Yeah. Очень красивый язык. Yes, no, очень сложный язык тоже. I know it's a beautiful language, but yeah, it's a hard language too. So I know that it takes time, but it takes a lot of много времени. So it takes a lot of time, but you'll get there. And so it's like just like someone learning Mandarin, for example, learning a very complex language. I think it's fascinating because it opens your brain up more with. You feel like you just know so much, a little bit more when you start to learn another language or be able to read another language. And I remember my birth father when I was in Russia. This is in 2021 when I was last there. But when I was speaking to him in English on the phone with my parents, he would come up to me and he'll go, "Oh my God, what are you saying?" Because he would say, "You sound like this." Blah, 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 blah. And I said to him too, I said, "Misha, you sound like that." And he's laughing away because I know English sounds really bizarre to people that don't understand it. And he was finding it so hilarious when I was speaking English. He found it like he said it sounds very nice, but he said some of the English is a bit harsh. And I said, harsh? I mean, when you speak Russian, it sounds harsh. And we joke about that all the time, And he said, in Arkhangelsk, they speak fast Russian. And I understood that. When I went, that's where I was born, in Arkhangelsk. I said, yes. I understand that when in Arkhangelsk they speak so fast, but in St. Petersburg, when you go there, they speak a little bit slower. That's where Misha, my birth father, lives. There we go, about St. Petersburg here. But it's St. Petersburg is like another part of my Russian roots now because that's where my birth father lives. That's part of his family. Arkhangelsk is the beginning of where everything began for me, and I've been back there as well. But all those connections are amazing. It was so amazing. It's getting a bit there we go. At what age were you adopted? I was 3.5 years from St. Petersburg, I think, if you've already talked. Yes, that's right. I was 2 years old when I was adopted. And I've heard of, like, when I came here, and in the story with my parents that I did recently, my parents talked about how I was bothered about I don't know if it was talked too much, but like my parents had a tape and people were speaking Russian on this tape and I would be watching it as a 2-year-old. And I don't know, I don't recall, I don't remember, but apparently I could pick up on things in the Russian language as a 2-year-old or just nod and say things or go, it's completely different for everyone. I forgot the language though at that point. But I understand that, yes, when you're adopted later on, you can pick up on it again a little bit easier, as I understand. So I didn't speak any of it. I was nodding my head and blah, blah, blah as a 2-year-old, but that was it. When the Russians were talking to me in the orphanage, I was like agreeing and stuff. But and now looking at that, I can understand what they were saying. So it's like, okay, it's taken 20 years later for me to finally get that back. But yeah, it can come more naturally, as I'm told, if you're adopted later on. It's hard, though. It's hard. You really need to sit down and focus on that. So I've been learning English all my life. Fluent speaker, and I think it's a weird language. English is a weird language. English is a very fast language, Yes, the Ukrainian girl adoptee you interviewed, I can't remember her name. Felicita, I think is her name. I say her, that is her name, but I say her name wrong. Felicita, she's different ways of saying it. She's an Italian girl, but she was adopted from Ukraine, and she had a great story as well. So, and there was also a girl adopted from Crimea as well that was in my series a couple of years ago, and I think it's just yeah, it's just amazing to connect with so many. And here in New Zealand, some adoptees here in New Zealand as well. I think it's just amazing to like hear these different stories, and this is why I have this entire community. This is why I do all of this. So thank you. It's amazing. This is so great to connect with so many of you. It's amazing just to sit down. It feels like I'm talking in a room with people here, and I think it's just thank you. You can click the little hearts if you want. That goes a little. I don't know if that helps. Start a poll. No, I won't do all the little functions. I'm happy to chat here. Have you always been interested to know about your parents, or has it come later? That's a really good question, because when I was a child, I asked questions about my birth parents to my mum and dad, and I said, I just really want to know who these people are. It was like I really want to open that like unknown door and figure out who they are. And my parents said, look, absolutely, if you want to connect with them one day, we can help you. But this is all the information we have, and this is all we know. All we know is they were young, and this is all we've got. And so I said, okay, look, my parents are willing to help, but they've only got limited resources, so I had to try and dig deeper. But yes, I've always been interested to know as far as I could remember, but it was just a case of curiosity. It's all I wanted to. I just really want to know who they are. I want to learn about their life. I want to know, where they live, all of that. So that was always my interest, and it was like a fascination of mine. Like, hey, what do these people look like? Do they look like me, or do I look more like my birth father or my birth mother? Clearly now, I probably look more like my birth father, but I've always had those questions. And so that was really an interest for me. So that was why I really wanted to know who they are. And also probably because when I was growing up in school, my name is still Sasha, is still my first name. Alexander is my middle name. Alex and Sasha do mean the same thing in Russian terms. And so when I was in school, I remember other kids would ask me, oh, where's your name from? It's a bizarre name. And I love the name Sasha. It's still my first name, so I didn't legally change anything. Just I like to be called, Alex. But Sasha is my birth father and birth mother still call me Sasha. And I still get called that. My mum and dad, the rare times, it's been a while, but they can call me Sasha as well. And my partner Justine, she sometimes says Sasha. But it's like the cute name of Alexander. So, but when I was in school, people would often ask me about that. And this was when it sort of not triggered me, but I would be like, oh, I really, really want to know. It's getting dark, isn't it? There we go. It's like the weather here, sunny 1 minute, dark the next. But it's like trying to really connect with, I guess, like, hey, I've got some of these roots in my name, so I really want to connect and figure out where this name's come from. So, and I did get teased a bit about my name as a child, but they were children, they're like 5 years old. We were young and in school. Of course, we're going to question our names and things like that, but you grow up. Is your half sister learning English? She is learning English, but she's very shy. She's very shy. She's very shy to speak to me in English, but we have her in a chat. So she, on our phones. And so she says, hello, thank you, happy birthday. I say happy birthday to her. Yeah, it's very, very little, but she's very shy to speak English, but she's been learning. As for me, I never looked Russian. I look more Middle East and Balkan. So that's why I'm interested to know my parents' roots. Haha. Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone's different. Everyone shares different DNA. We all come from different areas. My links all come from like, I think it was Finland, Russia at the top, Finland. We've got Ukraine, Kazakhstan. I've got Central Asian links as well. All of those. So we've got these links. You can't say necessarily you look 100% Russian, because everyone's got different like ways. I mean, of course, I talked to my birth father about this. He said, "There's no one 100% Russian. We all come from different areas." And I said, "Yeah, no, well, not that we know of, not that I know of, or maybe there is, but I'm talking about if you really collected all their DNA, you go right back, you know." So you know what I mean. But yeah, a lot of my DNA comes from Finland. In fact, I think it was like 40% or something big. I think I got that wrong. It's like 20% Finnish. So, but it's still a big mix. Gary Linkov, I think he said he had an accent growing up, but called himself Gary because it sounded less foreign than Igor. There was something like that. Yeah, it's just the names. I mean, there's we have over 700 children here in New Zealand who were adopted from Russia from the 1990s, and I know in America there's thousands, you know, from those times. And I've come across families here where they've completely changed the first name or they've altered it a little bit, but you know, each to their own. And the child, you know, I think it was one circumstance where, like a name like Vladimir or Boris, you know, or Yuri's a really nice name. The parents have changed the name. Like, respectfully, I understand the circumstance. That's completely fine. But I always like to say to myself, try and keep a little bit of that heritage for the child. I'm not disagreeing or agreeing on what they've done. But I just think it's just my personal opinion. Everyone's got their own way of doing it. But, you know, it's good to keep a bit of that heritage for the child. It's part of their identity. You know, it is definitely part of their identity. But I'm not judging. I'm not judging at all. No. I live in Finland and was adopted here. Hello to you in Finland. Yaroslav, yeah, Mikhail Yaroslav. Really nice. Mikhail is obviously the name of my birth father, Misha, Mikhail. Michael, it's like Michael. It's a cool name. I like it. I like the name Mikhail. I actually went to school with a friend called Mikhail, and I didn't realize it was, you know, a common name in Russia as well. So that was pretty cool. And he was just a Kiwi kid, but maybe the parents wanted something different. But it's a cool name. I like it. I hope you're well. First time catching you live. Hello. Question: do you birth family watch you? Yes. They as you would have missed, and welcome to this. I can see there's more people tuning in. This is just amazing. This is cool. I'm going to stay here a little bit longer because I know. I'll just see if I can get some better light. I know that it's just so great to connect with so many of you. Amazing. Yes, my birth family do watch my videos. My birth father, Misha, and Tatiana has a friend where she's staying at the moment. She's working. My birth mother, Tatiana, is working. I can tell you a little bit about, I guess, her update in the last few years. And I'll just sort of make it brief. But she's got a wonderful friend of hers that's really looking out for her. And her friend's got the smartphone. And the friend's got a smartphone and it's got, you know, all the apps where you can video call. So I video call through, and her friend, her name is Nareen. She's actually from Armenia. She also has me on YouTube there. So she keeps Tatiana updated, and Tatiana loves watching the videos because there's subtitles in Russian for her to watch. And she is very proud of me doing this because she said to me, I think she was just like, hey, I'm really proud of my son for spreading the word for other people who are adopted, you know, in those terms. She was very proud because, she watches it. And my birth father, Misha, he follows all my stuff as well. And he sees all the projects and the organization, my community. I'm adopted, which is over 10 years old. He's very proud of that too. So he sees that I really am trying to grow a cause and help raise that awareness for others who are adopted, because I'm not the only one. I'm not alone. There are so many of us. And so, yeah, it's amazing because, and my parents, they watch me religiously. They have my parents here. They've got they've got a desktop computer, and my thing comes up. They click through, and I get a nice message saying, "Alex, saw your latest video. It was good. Ask a few questions about it, like, oh, I didn't know that you had this DNA, or it's cool that you're connecting with your birth mother and birth father. Hello to them. Hello from us." Yeah, I know people say, you know. It's funny because people have said to me, you know, you've got this big positive story, and I do like to highlight that it's not always positive. There's not every adoption story is positive. That's not the case. And I have talked about the reality of my story as well. It's been very hard with my birth mother, Tatiana, since I first ever connected with her. And I'll be honest, you know, yes, I'll leave this live stream up. I'll leave this up because I get a bit shy with leaving these on, but this is amazing. I'll leave this live stream up. You know, so just with the connection with my birth mother, absolutely love her. She's an amazing person. And people have said to me, why do you want to help her or talk to her? Because she adopted you out. And I say, you need to sort of understand her circumstance. Put yourself in her shoes before you can't judge. And the thing I think about is how she brought me into this world. And I'll say this in the best way possible, but she brought me into this world and she gave me a second chance. Second chance. It's always weird to say that, but she really said, look, hey, this isn't the right decision for me to look after him. I think this is the right thing for me to do. And I know it's not easy for any mother to let go of a son. Absolutely. So I put myself in her shoes. So it's all I'm going to say because, you know, and the reason why I wanted to connect with her and talk with her, and even, you know, those times that I've met her, is because, you know, it's my way of saying, hey, you know, I just want to connect with you. I would love to know who you are. You know, I'd love to learn about your life because it's important to me, because you are my bloodline. You're my birth mother. You're my biological mother. You're the one that went through those difficult moments. And remember, she was in an orphanage up until she left to go and work at a bread factory. You know, she had no family. She had no family at all. And so I always put myself in those shoes. But anyways, I won't, I try my best to handle it well. You know, there's no right way. There's never a right way. So somebody's going to question something. And look, that's okay. It's life. I try to understand it as much as I can. I can only speak from my own experience, and I am who I am. So I can only speak from that, you know. Anyways, I just get a little bit sidetracked there. I was just finishing up Ghost of Mars. I just caught Alex. Well, it's so good to connect with all of you. It's so awesome. I'll leave the stream on. Any plans to learn Ukrainian or Kazakh? Look, I have looked at the Ukrainian language. I can read little bits of it because it does cross over. And I've been able to read like lots of it because like the E that Russia has, the backwards N, you know, it's like an I. So I can sort of read that a little bit easier. It's not all like I can't fully understand it, but I can read lots of the words. And Kazakh, I've looked at Kazakh when I was there a couple of years ago in Kazakhstan, and I'll share that with both of you. I'll share that with both of you. I'll share that with all of you. Hopefully next month. I'm aiming to get the Kazakhstan story out next month, but I don't want to give away too much. But in Kazakhstan, the Kazakh language, I find that so fascinating as well. The languages all from those areas are just amazing, and I love languages. I've seen these YouTubers, as other people say, but these YouTubers that speak multiple languages, and I'm jealous because it's amazing. It's just if you want to know what YouTube channels I watch, I love those travel videos. I like those people that go and like do weird. They get on a plane and go somewhere weird. I love watching that stuff. And people definitely going through those Eastern European countries, going to the babushkas and the villages. I love watching that stuff. Yeah, it's just what I love to watch. And you know, I love watching adoption topics and anything about adoption, those stories, and seeing those connect. But it's amazing to see an adoption story series of mine like at the top of YouTube, and that's incredible because I know it's helping so many people. So thank you. We've heard you talk about Tatiana visiting New Zealand at some stage. Would Vera be able to travel with her? It's a very good question because Yulene, welcome. Dobry požalovat, welcome to my stream. Yeah, so I've thought about this for years to try and bring Tatiana here. And Vera would absolutely, she would come with her because she needs somebody to go with her. And it's really, really, it's hard because in New Zealand to get even a visitor visa, there's so many like loops you have to go through, so much paperwork you have to do. And I'm not making that to put me off, but I need to really think about the best possible way, because I would love for her to come here she would stay with my parents, but also want to make sure she's not feeling too uncomfortable. That's my fear. I want to make sure she's comfortable. She would love to visit here, and she's talked about this, like saying she would love to come here, but she's just not so keen on going on the plane for so long. She's like, I don't want to sit on a plane for, was it like 2 days, And so I said, look, I understand, Tatiana. Look, I've come to visit you, and I've been on a plane for 2 days and longer. But she said, you're young, it's different for you. And so we joke about this all the time. And so what I've thought about recently, and it's still in the back of my mind, and I'm still trying to think about how to do this, but try and meet her somewhere. I'll try and see her obviously in Russia, but I'm going to give that a few more years. But for her to come here, Vera would definitely be coming here as well, but it's very costly. But I'd love to do that. I'd love to bring you here. It would be amazing. I would give myself like 2 weeks off work. I'd drive her around the country and just show her where I was raised. She would stay with my parents as well. Vera would stay with all of us, and I know it would change her life. But that's something I'd love to do one day. I don't know when that will happen. I don't know if it will happen. And if it doesn't happen, I tell myself at least I've done a lot that I can to help her. I got her a new passport a couple of years ago. She now has a bit of like government benefits and things like that, which she didn't have. So I was able to help her get that, because I said, Tatiana, you need a passport, an internal passport. So she's got that. But it really took just little things take a bit of time. And so I've been helping her a lot with that. She's lost three partners of hers since I first met her. And I get like, oh, Alex, are you just I'll answer that question in a second. I'll answer it very soon. But I just when I'm in the last decade, I've met two of her partners. It was like I couldn't understand if her first partner was her husband or not. I think she was like engaged, or maybe she was married, but she didn't explain it to me fully. I think it was her husband, Andrew. Absolutely nice guy, lovely man. Like he passed away coming up 10 years now, and she was devastated. And then her two other partners after that. I met Yuri in 2018. He was a nice guy. There was a few things that I didn't really like about him, but no one's perfect. But like he was looking out for her, but he had moments where he wasn't very nice to Tatiana. And I step away from that. It's not my thing. But he passed away, I think, end of last year. And in 2021, another partner of hers, he passed away when I was actually in Russia in 2021, and I helped facilitate the things after that, after he died. And Tatiana was very grateful for me to be there and help her out, but that was really, really hard on her. But now at the moment, she's being looked after really well by a friend called Nareen, and she's got a job. She walks or takes the bus. She works at a supermarket down the road, but she's very happy. She's very happy to be able to connect with me. And that's the thing I was aiming for, that happiness for her, because that was just something that I myself deep inside was like, I just want her to be okay, because she was having a lot of problems with her previous partner that passed away end of last year for quite some time. And, I just was hoping she was okay. And he's not a bad man. He wasn't a bad man, but there was times where it was, it was hard. It was hard. But I'm very happy that she's safe and she's been looked after. So I think you've handled everything perfectly with your birth parents. Thank you. Thank you, Hippie Shake 29. You have two beautiful sets of parents. They must all be very proud of you. Thank you. My parents are very proud, and yeah, my birth parents are very proud of me too. And I think I do this because I just really I understand how important it is for us to understand where we come from. Some people don't choose to or want to know where they come from, and I get that. I get that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I don't have any disagreement with anybody that doesn't want to do that. It's their choice in the end of the day. This is just my personal choice. I love knowing where I come from and learning about those roots. I just think it's just, important. I won't say that word too many times. I say it too much. So I can see a few views drop off when I say the word important because I'm repeating. No. You are just are you just a content creator? Okay, so about me, what I do. So I run a nonprofit here in New Zealand called I'm Adopted, and it's global. It's a global community. So on top of this, I actually work for an adoption agency here 1 day a week, and I put that money, donate it back into the nonprofit. So it makes me, because I want to give back, of course, but also that helps me on top of just keeping things afloat, of course. But I'm also a freelancer, but I keep the charity going, the nonprofit. I call it a nonprofit. It's a nonprofit community organization. And that really helps as well because it's a community that's growing for adoptees. They connect with each other. We have meetups as well. We just had one yesterday, a meetup with other adoptees. And it's been going on for 10 years now. And I love doing that because I can give back to others who are also adopted. So I do that as well. And then, of course, I create my An Adoption Story series. And I try to do that as much as I can. It's not funded. I'd love it to be funded one day. But this is why I have, I can create this. I've got my YouTube membership here up on my YouTube now. So you can join that. It's very, very, very small bit of support, but it really goes towards the series and you get all exclusive behind the scenes access of like clips and things and the work in progress for the series. So I've got this set up on my YouTube channel now. And honestly, it's like $3 a month. That's the lowest one there, but not the lowest as in the worst. It's the lowest as in like, hey, it helps. It really does help. We're also a Patreon. I've got a Patreon as well. And I've just set this up last week because I've got these stories I really want to work on and I want to film them and go out, put them together and help more people connect with their roots, their identity, and in some cases, of course, with their birth family. So this is why I do this. But yeah, it's just... I love you guys, man. Honestly, you guys are amazing. I love the comments here. It's too bad that your birth mum has had a lifetime of challenges, but at least she sounds like she's doing a lot better. And I love to bring you here. 100% I will. I will, 100% I will. I can't make a promise. I can't vow on that, but if I can't bring you here, I would like to go back and see her as well. So honestly, it means a lot to me, just having all of you guys supporting me and hearing your feedback. I will leave this live stream up in case anyone misses this. It's over an hour now, so it's going to be a movie length for some people to sit down and watch, but it's fine. It's fine. Oh, I forgot about the nonprofit. I watch your videos, I swear, but I'm usually go most of the days. People got lives to live. I watch YouTube videos on the go on my phone. I like on my phone on the side and I'm watching it and I'm like, I put this on and watch it later, save now, save later. I completely understand that. The An Adoption Story series that I do, I've noticed that most of you watch it up on a TV. In fact, like 60% of you watch it up on TV. And it just shows you that it's amazing to be able to share these stories like a TV show, and it's just on my channel, so I don't have to go. I don't have to go for Netflix and things like that. Maybe one day. I love my YouTube channels because it's growing organically, and all of you are watching it and keeping in touch and updated. And there are videos, yeah, of course, I share videos that are not always so interesting. Just like, hey, how's it going? Blah blah blah. Sort of doesn't get as many impact, but I joke about that all the time. I love that all of you guys are watching my series and watching parts of my journey here on my channel too. Like, it's incredible. It's amazing. And I've been putting videos up like on a sort of regular basis since 2018. So that's coming up very fast to be a whole year. Not quite yet, but it's coming up fast. And it's just it's amazing. It's amazing to see the growth and see how things have changed over the years. So it's pretty cool. Blessings from Central MA, USA. Hello to you, Terry. Hello to you. Blessings from Guatemala. Hello to you. Hello to you in Guatemala. Did your mother be relieved to meet you and see you that you're well? When she met me the first time, I was 21. So she was like, you're so young, you're still a child to me. And then when I keep in touch with her now, she goes, "Oh, you're growing older very quickly." And yeah, she's happy that everything is well. So I send her photos as well. My partner and I, we send some photos of us together. She loves me sharing the photos, and she says hello sometimes to Tatiana as well in the video calls. It's amazing. It's amazing. I watch YouTube, movies, and TV shows all on the computer. I haven't turned on my actual TV in over a year. It has dust on it. Well, if you can get all those little adapters, plug it into your TV and turn it into a smart TV, if it's not yet, that will probably change your life, because you can sit down, grab a remote, and go, okay, I'm going to watch this adoption series right here on my TV. And so I try to make them as clear as possible. I try to make them as clear as possible, because yeah, some people got iPads, which is cool. And I try to make it as crisp as I can, because let's be honest, people don't like super low quality videos or horrible audio. I want to make it look good. That's important to me. And of course, for future watching as well. So in 10 years' time, I want to make sure it's still very good quality. And, that's just me talking like a nerd, technical stuff. How many years did you find for you to find, how many years did it take for me to find my birth mother? It didn't take years. It was very quick. But in regards to me, I can tell you it took years in regards to me trying first time to then me trying again second time. The first time I actually connected with her was the second time that I tried to search for her. So the first time it took a long time because I found nothing. This was in 2009. This is quite a while ago. And I remember searching and looking, and I couldn't find the thing. And then years later, then I tried again. So in regards to, I guess, trying to find her, but having a big break in between, it would be a couple of years. But that second time I tried, it was very quick. So yeah, honestly, it's just all, how long is a piece of string? The timeline was so different for me because I couldn't put a time on it. I like looking now, there's still things I'm trying to search within her family. And those connections with her own biological family, it's a forever journey and search. That's going to keep going and going and going. So, but it takes time with that. It takes time. I watched them on my iPad. Well, that's good. iPads are also very good, and phone. And yeah, and on phones are small though. Phones are tiny, but I put the subtitles on them because, and I do it in multiple languages because I know that it's actually connecting with so many other people in different countries that don't speak English, and they've been watching it, and it's awesome because I get sometimes comments in German, sometimes comments in Spanish, and they go, "Oh, I watch all this series," and I think it's amazing to connect because I know English, of course, is one of many languages around the world. So also having a Mandarin and a Russian, Ukrainian, Philippine, Thai, Turkish, I think, yeah, German, Dutch, all of that, and what other languages? A few Indian languages as well. I think it's awesome. Hello to you. Hello from Finland. Hello to you, Nancy. Is it Indiana? Indiana? Or was that written wrong? I think Indiana. I'm not sure. Hello to you in Finland, Heidi. Hello to you. Welcome. I want to say also, if any of you do watch my stuff, and I really appreciate it, and if any of you do watch my series, watch my An Adoption Story series, please do let people know, because spread the word. It really does help me because I'm trying to get this adoption series of mine out there to the world, to more people, and I guess because it's raising the awareness, and this is why I do this. This is why I share this stuff on here, because the amount of people it's been helping has just been, it's been amazing for me to see the feedback and the support. So I learn multiple languages, but sometimes my brain is too tired to switch. I will just press translate. We'll see. That's good. Sometimes the brain gets tired when you're trying to learn multiple languages. Heidi, I'm also, see, small little world there. Finland, hello to you both. Hello from Colorado. Hello to you in Colorado. I'm just going to share this. And so again, one more time, I'll just mention I do have a Patreon for, extra support. And this goes towards my entire series, the work I'm doing for other adoptees, as well as my YouTube membership. So if you're on a desktop, it doesn't come up on phone, you can click on join, and it's a couple of dollars. And it goes towards the work I'm doing with filming my stories for my series. And honestly, it means the world to me. So I've just set up a Patreon recently. You be able to watch also behind the scenes videos. There's a few on there already, and here up on YouTube for members only. And yes, I have super thanks enabled here as well. I haven't asked about that, but yes, I have super thanks. So if you click on super thanks right now here in the live stream, all of that goes towards my work and my series for adoptees, and that. It just means the world to me. So I've got that as well. Yeah, is Kanadi. Hello to you in Canada. Pain reliever times 2. So hello to you. Hello, Jim. Hello to you from Oregon. I've been to Oregon. I don't know if it was you last time I did a stream or something like that. Somebody brought this up as well and said they're from Oregon, and I've been to Oregon. I've been to a place called Bend. In Portland. I've been to both of those places. Bend was great. I love people in Oregon. So nice. Oregon, beautiful mountainside, beautiful mountain, the snow. It was amazing. I love that place. So Bend and Portland are nice. Yes, they are. I went there in 2019, long time ago. I went to Bend. I went to the last Blockbuster. I don't know if it's still there, but I went in there. And that was something that was really cool. Blockbuster, the old video store, in case anyone's asking, because I like that old nostalgia stuff, the old video stores, all of that. Bend and Portland. I'm just going to give you guys this as well, and just bear with me just while I do this. Bear with me. Just don't leave, callers. I'm just going to give you guys this. So what I do is more Russians should come to our country in New Zealand. Yes, absolutely. This is my join button if you would love to join and support the cause I'm doing for my series. So that's here as well. So there's 2 options there. I've got Patreon or YouTube if you're on a desktop. But yes, Russians and Ukrainians, people from Eastern Europe, all welcome here in New Zealand. And there's a big Russian community here. It's a big Ukrainian community as well. And I know a few people in both of those communities. In fact, I know a lot from all of those. So nice another Finland on this channel. I've been watching for a while. It's so cool to see you both connect. Honestly, it's so amazing. And makes it a very small world. It really makes it a very small world. Because so many of you who are connecting with each other and watching this, and I know that you want to see more stories, and I'm working on them slowly. Just bear with me. It takes a lot of time, takes a long time. But I am hoping to do more of these stories for next year and do more than I did this year, because it's just been a work in progress. It's been a lot of background stuff going on there, in regards to planning. So all of that's happening very slowly, but I'm just going to keep at it and keep working on the work. I will be leaving this live stream in about 10 minutes. So that's about an hour and a half. But it's been amazing to connect with so many of you. So thank you so much. I'm not going just yet, just 10 more minutes, but I'd love to just say thank you, because so many of you who have been watching, means the world. And I am on Facebook as well. If you haven't found me on there yet, just under my name. I've got a page on there, and also Instagram. So it's just under my name as well. I have my Instagram labeled under my videos, but you're welcome to follow me on there too. It's just Alex Gilbert, one word. That's me on Instagram. So I'd love to connect. And it's just been work in the making. So the Kazakhstan story is going to be coming up very soon. Next month, I'm aiming for it. I've just been finishing the edit today. I'm working on a few more tweaks on it, so I can't wait to get that out there. I won't give away too much, not right now, but just hold fire. That'll be coming out. And more adoption stories are happening in the background. I just need to work out the planning and obviously the budget for myself to make this happen. I do the filming of that series in my spare time where I can, but I like to, this is why I want to do this, obviously, full-time one day, so I really do hope so I can. I'll get there, of course, but I know it's helping so many people, and I know that it means a lot to so many as well. And I'm also doing, in the background too, I'm still doing a lot more like birth family searches for people as well. I've been doing a few of those, giving advice to others who are also adopted and working on that too. So I do that where I can in my spare time. So, it takes a bit of time for me, but I do get there to try and help. Hope for updates with Victor's adoption story. Yes, with Victor's adoption story, he's actually overseas at the moment. So I'm going to try and follow up with him and just see how everything's been going with that. So with Victor's story that I shared this year, he connected. Well, I think I found out what happened with. That's right. I found out what happened with his birth mother. So I hope that Victor now has the chance to connect with the caretaker that looked after Victor. So Victor has been away pretty much a lot of the time this year. So I hope that he can then connect again and figure out those pieces with his birth mother. That's going to be another whole journey for him. Long more to go, because there is, the story never ends. When I tell the story, yeah, sure, it's over on technical terms on a video, it's finished, but the stories always continue for all of us. And like myself, the journey always continues. And like Victor's one, all of the stories, honestly, they keep going. There's always a part 2, part 3. There needs to be more parts. I would love to do more parts and updates. I hope that I can do an update with Victor. I'll see how he is in regards to their connection with the caretaker and what he's learned on his side. So, hope so. So, you know what I mean? Do you ever miss working at the TV station you worked for years ago? I've worked at a few different TV stations, but I love doing what I do now. I love what I'm doing. I love that. Also, the other side of things is, I guess when I'm doing like the filming and things, I'm putting things together, editing afterwards, put it together, put it up here on YouTube. But I don't know about television. I think TV is, I think less people watching traditional TV and watching more streams. But it's always it's just changing. It's changing all the time. And so I think that's pretty cool. It's just changing a lot. But I think I will actually go very soon. Any last questions? Throw them on here. And otherwise, I'll say a massive thank you to so many of you for for tuning in. It's been amazing to connect with so many of you and just really hear your questions and have a catch up with each and every one of you, because these live streams I don't always do, but I should probably do them more often, because it's cool to connect with wherever you are in the world. It's always so cool to connect with many of you. And I know here in New Zealand, I am so far away from so many of you. It takes days for me to go to Europe on a plane. So this is my way of connecting with you, and about a day to go to America. So, it takes a while. So thank you all so much. I think I'll try and reach 1 hour 30. Just give me 8 more minutes. I'll try. I'll try. Anyways, I'll just slow down and wrap up the conversation here in the next 8 minutes. So the last show I finished, Better Than Us, was a Russian series. I'm waiting for season 2, all about AI. I should wind down soon anyway. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Russian movies, old Soviet movies are really cool as well. There's so much history in those movies. I've seen a few of those. Yeah, absolutely. Great to listen. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much for tuning in, Yulene, tuning in. Thank you, wherever you are. I think you recall what you said. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm losing track of where everyone is from. I apologize. It's because I'm seeing different names like that. So sorry about that. This talk was good. Dania. Nice live stream. Have a good day. I'll leave this up, but I want to say thank you so much. I think I will go now because I'm going to go and get some lunch. Getting a bit hungry. I really want to say thank you so much for watching. Look after yourselves wherever you are. And thank you for your questions, your feedback, and of course, your support. And I do have a super thanks button on here, but, completely understand. I appreciate all of you guys' support here. Either way, you're watching, it means the world to me. And again, you can join my channel as a member now to show that extra bit of support, but you also get a lot back in return for your support as well there. So I really appreciate that, as well as my Patreon, which I have. So Thank you all so much. Please look after yourselves. I won't rub that in too much in regards to my Patreon and stuff, but it really does help me go out and film these stories. And I hope to go and do some more. So it's all for a good cause and for the work I'm doing. So it's all a genuine good cause because it's part of the community, the work I'm doing within the community. And I know that so many of you love watching these stories, and I love and I will do more. So thank you all so much. Hello to you in Wales. I remember that. I remember now. Look after yourselves. And until next time, I want to say goodbye. Do swidania. And thank you all so much. Spasiba. Paka paka. Thank you all so much. Goodbye.